Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. Welcome. Good to see you. It's little guy kind of day today. You know what I mean? It's little guy. I miss little guy. God, I miss little guy. It's one of those little guy moment days today. But anyway, um, got a good little topic for you tonight. Healthy venting versus emotional dumping. Um, Maybe the words, the description, the title itself kind of is descriptive of them each, but there's a huge difference between the two, and it's one that's significant enough to pay attention to. And you know, we live in a day and age that it's tough. It's tough on people, man. People are kind of on a like they're ready to pop. I don't know if you've noticed that or not. A lot of people are really just ready to pop, and they're upset at things, and you know they have a lot of stuff that they have on their chest, and they just want to get it off their chest, right? And so many of us, well, how many of us um, try to find that person or the opportunity to just, right, vent out? Well, either way, you got to get that stuff out, right? I mean, they say that you got to get that stuff out. It's not a healthy thing to keep things inside, right? So even if you're in a relationship, you got to get that stuff out, right? You got to get that communication, if you would, between the two of you. Now, I'll be transparent here. One thing that I have, let me use the word correctly here. One thing that I have, I know something's in my eye. One thing that I have, I don't want to use the word struggle because struggle doesn't seem to be the right word. One thing that I guess I've practiced over the years, because it's not really, I haven't struggled with it. It's just what it is that I am that kind of a guy. Um, I'm that kind of a guy that I don't open up that easy. And I don't just come out and vent out to everybody. If you know me, you know that's true about me. I'm not that kind of a guy. I would hear more than I would vent out, right? Now, once in a while, you do get to hear me vent out, but it doesn't happen very often, right? Now, I have this whole 5 circle rule. Maybe I should do it. I'm going to do a live on that soon. But you know, I always say that I'm very loud, but I'm very private, right? So I may talk a lot, I may be loud, I may be funny or this or that, but I'm not really giving a lot of me, right? So, I mean, lately I've been really transparent with my lives, and I've shared some really stuff that I've never shared before. But I'm not that guy to really express my feelings right away, or not my feelings. I do express my feelings right away, but I don't. I'm not one of those to just pour out my whole life and my gut to you. You know what I mean? I like to hold on to things. It's just kind of been me. Now, not very healthy. Some argue that that's not very good. Some say, well, you know, but anyway, that is what it is. But when I do open up, I really open up. Like I really talk about everything. So once I decide that, you know, this is the person that I'm going to open up to, then I'm just an open book, right? So emotional venting versus, I'm sorry, emotional dumping, right? Because Here's the thing. When you're getting stuff off your chest, right? You're getting that stuff off your chest and you're just going at it. You're venting out to the person, right? Two things are happening. One is that you're hoping that they are what? Listening to you. I mean, that's, and you're going 200 miles an hour. Blah, 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 blah. Do you know what happened to me? Do you know what someone so did? Blah, 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 right? You're just like, now, you can do that all day long, right? And you're hoping that the other person is paying attention to you, is actually listening to you, right? And the other thing is, you're also hoping that the other person understands or resonates with what you're saying, right? And they're not just like clueless out in the air, like, what the heck are you saying? You're hoping that they're listening to you, and two, they're understanding you. They resonate with what you're venting out, right? Well, the issue with dumping, right, emotional dumping, is that when you're doing that, you're hoping the other person is paying attention and listening, and that they're resonating with whatever it is you're venting out. However, the one thing you're not keeping in mind is that the other person has stuff they want to vent out, and they are hoping you would pay attention and that you would resonate with their story. But what the problem comes when you're emotionally dumping stuff is that when you're done, you're not sticking around, or you're not giving the other person any chance, not even a little tiny minute chance to get in a word, to get to vent out their side of it, their story. You don't give them that chance. You're just there for you. You're just there to vent out, just dump, 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 and then bounce, right? That's when you're emotionally dumping. Now, versus healthy venting. Now, you can vent, but in a healthy venting situation, let's say in a relationship, okay, two people are venting. However, the huge point here is that there is a mutuality here. I vent out, the other person vents out. And no matter how tough the situation gets, they are venting out to actually work things out. That's so powerful, so beautiful. They're not venting out to punch each other out and see who gets who knocked out. That's not what's happening here. It's called healthy venting. There's a mutuality, where in an emotional dumping situation, there's no mutuality. You say what you gotta say, and then you're just done. You don't want to even hear what the other person's got to say. You don't even let the other person breathe. And here's the main reason why, this is the main reason why that people start to avoid you. I mean, who wants to be around the person that constantly is complaining and doesn't let you talk? Who wants to be around that person? Do you want to be around that person? Do you want to be around a person that every time you see them, they start venting out, they start just dumping their just trash on you, they just, and then they just leave and they will never hear you out? Do you want to be around that person? I don't think so. So why do you think people want to be around you if you're that person. Now listen, when you're that person, it could even come down to like your family doesn't want to even hang out with you and then runs away when they see you. Like, dude, oh, like, you get those phone calls and you look at the call and you're like, oh, I don't know how to take this person's call, right? They're always complaining. Ugh, so annoying. So they're just so they suck the life out of you. Who wants to be around that person? I know I don't. So, excuse me. If you got something to say, which we all do, remember that we all do. That means the other person also has something to say, something to get off their chest, right? Let's learn to do it the healthy way. Healthy venting. I like that. Versus emotional dumping. Emotional dumping means a healthy venting means there's a mutuality. There's a goal to solve. You know what I mean? You're not just blah, blah, blah. So, healthy venting versus emotional dumping. Major difference between the two is that one, the emotional dumping is only one-sided. Only one side gets to dump. Whereas on the healthy venting side, there's a mutuality. You both get to speak. You both get to vent out. You both get to hear each other out. You both get to understand each other, right? And I think that's powerful. It's just powerful. Because it doesn't mean you hold things in. It means you get it out the healthy way. That's all it means. I hope you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this live. I appreciate you guys. Drop your thoughts, your comments below. Let this feed grow. This Friday, Ray Higdon is going to do Free Coaching Friday with me. Don't miss that. 8 a.m. Pacific or 11 a.m. Eastern. Ray Higdon and I, that is just like, oh my goodness, it's amazing. Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern on his page. I'm going to broadcast it on mine as well, but I mean, we're talking about like 40,000 people. Let's go, baby. Let's do this dance. Don't forget that Friday. Drop your thoughts, your comments below. Let this feed grow. I appreciate you guys. I want to know your feedback about, healthy venting versus emotional dumping. So drop your thoughts below. Let this feed grow. If you feel like this is worthy of sharing, do what you gotta do. Spread the love. And until tomorrow, when we do it all over again. Much love.